So sitting up nice and tall in either Sukhasana or Siddhasana. Sukhasana is the easy pose, simply crossing the legs and sitting up with a tall spine. Siddhasana is the accomplished pose. You draw one heel into the groin and then place the opposite heel in front of that ankle so that the knees are wider and you are sitting on a prop, elevating the hips at least an inch or two off of the ground so that your knees are lower than your hips or level to the hips, but not higher than the hips. And then once you have your seat, just close the eyes and become aware of your breathing. Know that you are breathing in and you are breathing out. With each breath in, allow yourself to receive the grace of the divine consciousness. With each breath out, allow yourself to share that grace with all others that come across your path. Breathing in, receive the nutrients that sustain your life. Breathing out, provide nutrients that sustain the life of trees and other beings. Breathing in, receive. Breathing out, offer. And drawing the hands together in front of the heart, allowing this process of gratitude, the acknowledgement of receiving an offering, to be your intention for today's class. Together we'll lift our voices in one beautiful Om. Take a nice breath in. Bowing the head to the heart, acknowledging self and all others. And draw the face to center, release the hands. Now come off of your prop, straighten your legs out in front of you while we practice Pohwan Muktasana, the flexibilities or the wind-relieving postures. And so sitting in Dandasana to start, legs straight, feet flexed, hands on the floor next to the hips, spine nice and tall. And from that place begin to extend the ankles and then flex the ankles. And just move back and forth between those two 6 or 8 times, pointing and flexing, pointing and flexing, pointing and flexing. And then begin to make rotations with the ankles. So rotating in one direction between 6 and 8 times. Try not to drop the head too much. Maybe look straight forward while you're practicing. And then reverse direction, rotating the ankles in the opposite direction. And then come to stillness. Now bend your right knee. Place the right foot on the floor next to the left knee. Hold behind the right thigh with both hands. Draw the right thigh in toward your chest to lift the foot off of the ground. And then begin to straighten and bend the knee 6 or 8 times. Lifting the leg up high as you do. So allow the leg to go as high as possible. Try not to hunch the back. Try not to look down. And then leave the leg up. Hold the leg up. Flexing the foot, press through the heel. And then bend the knee. Place the ankle onto the left thigh. Holding the foot and the knee, begin to move the knee up and down. And this can be a slow movement or it can be a vigorous movement. Now begin to make rotations into the hip socket. So about 6 or 8 rotations into the hip socket. And reverse direction. Go the opposite way. Now place the right foot onto the ground, straighten the right leg, sit nice and tall, and just notice any differences between the right side of your body and the left side of your body. And then bend the left knee. Placing the foot initially onto the ground, put both hands behind the thigh, and then sitting up very tall, draw the thigh in toward the chest so the foot lifts off the floor, and then begin to straighten and bend the knee. And when you straighten the knee, straighten on an inhale and see if you can lift the leg up very high. And as you bend the knee, you bend on an exhale. And then hold the leg up. Hold the leg up. Flex the foot as if you were standing on it. Press through the heel. Hold the leg up. And then bend the knee. Place the ankle onto the right thigh, holding the foot and the knee. Begin to move the leg up and down in a modified half butterfly pose. Or something that looks like half butterfly. Now begin to make rotations into the hip socket. Very good. That can feel a little awkward sometimes. And go in the opposite direction. And then place that foot onto the ground, straighten that leg, close the eyes, and take a breath or two, just noticing how you feel. And then fluttering the eyes open now, come into Vajrasana, the rock pose or the diamond pose. And of course, if you cannot sit on your heels, then you put something under your butt, like a block. And then for some individuals who have knee injuries and they cannot sit on their heels at all, they can sit with their legs in front of them or cross-legged, that's fine. So from here, extend the arms forward, straight arms, shoulder height, and begin to flex and extend the wrists. Remembering that the ability to move a single joint at a time is an indication of the level of health. And then begin to make rotations into the wrist. So turning the wrist clockwise or anti-clockwise. Reverse direction. And turn the palms up. Bend the elbows, take the fingertips to the shoulders. Elbows are still shoulder height. As you exhale, close the elbows. And as you inhale, open the elbows. As you exhale, close the elbows. As you inhale, open the elbows. As you exhale, close. As you inhale, open. Close the elbows one more time, and now begin to make rotations into the shoulder joint. So nice big rotations. And maybe as the elbows come forward, they meet or almost meet. Or maybe they don't, and that's fine too. And then reverse direction and go the opposite way. And then rest the hands down, close the eyes. Notice the heat moving across the shoulder area. Notice how you're interacting with your practice. What are you receiving from it? What are you offering to it? And then fluttering the eyes open, extend the arms forward, make claws with the fingertips. As you inhale, draw the hands back toward the shoulders slowly, and as you exhale, lion's breath. And again. And one more time. And then shake the wrists out. Place the hands down. And now, if you have glasses on, take your glasses off, put them to the side. And doing eye rotations, we're going to look up and down without moving the head at all. The head stays still, the eyes are moving up, and the eyeballs are looking down. Then look to the right, and then the left. Right, and then the left. Right, and then the left. Continue that movement, not moving the head at all, only moving the eyeballs. Now look up to the right and down to the left. Up to the right and down to the left. Up to the right, down to the left. Up to the right, down to the left. Up to the left, down to the right. 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 Now begin to make very large rotations, big circles, without moving your head at all. Just roll the eyeballs into a big circle. And go the opposite way. And then close the eyes and rub the palms of the hands together briskly until you feel heat accumulate in the palms of the hands. And then cup the eyes gently. Do not press into the eyes. Just cup them and let them absorb that wonderful heat, bringing comfort and relief. And then rub the palms of the hands together again. Once you feel that heat building up in the palms of the hands, cup the eyes again. Breathing in, receiving, and breathing out, offering. Release the hands down onto the knees. As you exhale, lower your chin to your chest. As you inhale, lift your face to center. Exhale, right ear toward right shoulder. Inhale, face to center. Exhale, left ear toward left shoulder. Inhale, face to center. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, face to center. Exhale, left ear toward left shoulder. Inhale, face to center. Exhale, right ear toward right shoulder. Inhale, face to center. Turn your head and look to the right. Return to center. Turn your face and look to the left. Return to center. Close the eyes. Notice how you feel. Now, fluttering the eyes open, make your way into a tabletop posture. So coming onto the hands and the knees. The wrists are directly under or just in front of the shoulders, and they are shoulder distance apart. The middle finger is straight forward or slightly out, but the middle finger is not turning in. And the fingers are evenly open a little or closed, but they're not splayed open. Your knees are hip distance apart and just a scooch behind the hips, perhaps. Your shins are straight back from the knees, and your toes are straight back from the knees. And the kidney area on the back of your body is full. So the kidneys are on the back of the body near the waistline, so feel that area of the back is not sagging toward the ground. It's strong and full. And the head is not dropping. It's straight in line with the neck and spine. And now notice where you're holding unnecessary tension. And if you can alleviate that, do so that your posture becomes strong and easeful. Moving into Bidalasana and Marjariasana, the cow and the cat pose. As you inhale, dip the spine slowly toward the floor, and as a result, the head will come up. As you exhale, begin to arch the back slowly toward the ceiling. And as a result of arching the back, the head will begin to hang down, and you can look toward the thighs. Inhaling, dip the spine slowly and look forward. Exhale, arching the back and looking toward the thighs. And then go back and forth between these two actions. Try to allow, work to allow, or just allow each part of this process to begin at the tailbone, not with the head. So the cow pose is a tilt upward toward the ceiling of the tailbone first, followed by the movement of each vertebrae dipping down toward the floor. Finally, the head lifts and looks forward toward the stage. With each cat pose, the tailbone tilts down toward the ground, and one vertebrae at a time, the spine arches up toward the ceiling. Finally, the head hangs down, looking at the thighs. Take one or two more. Bidalasana or cow pose, Marjariasana or cat pose. Now return to a neutral tabletop posture. Walk your hands forward so that they are almost at the top of your mat. Curl your toes under, and as you inhale, lift your hips all the way up. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Your hands are shoulder distance apart. Your feet are hip distance apart. Your middle finger is straight forward or ever so slightly out. Fingers are evenly open or closed but not splayed. The arms and legs are straight as they can be, and the ears are in line with the upper arms. The spine is nice and long, and your tailbone is tilted up to the sky in the same moment that your heels are rooting down to the earth. Breathe in, receive. Breathe out, offer. On your next exhale, lower your knees gently to the ground and rest in Balasana, child's pose. The hips, or rather the buttocks, go to the heels, and the forehead comes toward the floor, and the hands are by the feet. If the buttocks do not touch the heels, then you can put a blanket, a bolster, or a block under the groin to support you. If the forehead does not come to the floor without stressing the neck, then you can put a bolster, a block, or your fists under your forehead. Breathing here, feel the breath expand the entirety of the rib cage. Feel the rib cage expand. Breathing out, feel relaxation. Extend the arms forward again. Bring them almost all the way to the top of your mat. Hands are shoulder distance apart. Lift the buttocks off of the heels and return to downward facing dog. Maybe the second downward facing dog feels a little stronger or more open than the first one. Check into your alignment. Notice how you feel. Memorize the strength of the posture. Memorize the ease of the posture, and make it a regular experience in this posture. Looking forward, step your right foot between your hands, step your left foot between your hands, and come to Uttanasana, forward fold. In your forward fold, for most people, the feet will be about hip distance apart. For some people whose hamstrings are not tight, the feet can be closer. But the feet are parallel, which means that the root of the second toe is in line with the center of the front of your ankle. So just look at that and see that you could trace parallel stripes if you drew a line on each foot from the root of the second toe to the center of the front of each ankle. And then the fingertips are on the floor outside of the feet. And if you can put the palms of the hands on the floor, you can do that too. The knees, for those who have tight hamstrings, might need to be bent just a little bit. But if the legs can be straight without hurting yourself, then that's a fine place to be as well. Tilt the tailbone up toward the ceiling and let the head hang down like a ripe tomato. Inhale, come halfway up, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come halfway up, extend the spine nice and long, and exhale, fold. Inhale halfway, extend the spine, exhale, fold. Now bring the hands to the hips, hug the elbows up and toward one another, lift the head slightly, press through the feet and rise all the way to standing. Do not move your feet. Release the hands, close the eyes, and breathe. Allow your blood pressure to regulate now that you're standing rather than folding forward. Breathing in, allow yourself to receive the goodness of your practice. Breathing out, allow yourself to offer the goodness of your heart to the world and to all those around you. So fluttering the eyes open, gazing straight forward, feel that your feet are parallel. In the event that you shifted them, draw them parallel again. Root of the second toe in line with the front of the center of the ankle. Lift all 10 toes off of the ground. Fan all 10 toes apart, just like you would fan your fingers apart. And then root down through the ball of the big toe, keeping the toes lifted for now. Root down through the ball of the big toe, the inner edge of the heel, the ball of the little toe, and the outer edge of the heel. And then place the toes down softly, feeling grounded. Now lift the kneecaps a little bit to engage the quad muscles, the muscles of the thigh. And then soften the tailbone. Soften the sternum, the plate in front of the heart. Soften the shoulders. Allow your fingertips to be slightly active toward the floor. And crown of the head is uplifted toward the ceiling. Tadasana, mountain pose. Sometimes called peaceful warrior. Now as you exhale, draw the hands together in front of the heart. And moving into Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2, you're going to step your right foot back about 3, maybe 4 feet, such that your heels are in line with each other, or that you have a little bit of breath between the feet. The one thing you do not want is for the back foot to cross the midline. So make sure that the back heel is at least in line with the front heel, or a little wider. Now the back leg is the strong leg in Virabhadrasana 2. So strengthen your back thigh and root the back heel into the ground. The back foot is at a 45-degree angle, so you can easily take the energy of your body and root it down through the heel, keeping that back foot stable into the earth. The back leg is straight but not locked. Keeping the back leg straight, soften the front knee and bend it just to the ankle and no further. The knee is stacked directly above the ankle on that left leg. And odds are that back leg is going to get a little tired every so often. And that's okay. You just keep reinvigorating it. Keep sending it energy. Now look at your front knee. Make sure that it is directly above the ankle and that it is not falling in at all. Keep it stable right there and turn your torso to face the right wall without moving that front knee at all. Keep rooting down through the back heel. And as you inhale now, open the arms out to the sides, such that the arms are directly in line with the shoulders. They're not winging back, they're not winging forward, they're level to the floor. And if you tend to hyperextend your elbows, don't do that. Micro bend the elbow, little bits. There. Now turn your face to gaze over your left hand. So here in this posture, you should not be leaning forward. Your spine is straight up and down. The energy is rooting down through that back heel, still rooting through the back heel. And the shoulders are relaxed. Adjust the back arm. Now exhale the hands to the heart. Turn forward and step forward to the top of your mat. Come directly back into Tadasana. So the feet are parallel, the arms come to the sides of the body. You're tall, you are moderately engaged, you're present, and you know you are. You're nowhere else but right here, right now. Exhale the hands to the heart. Step the opposite foot back. So now the left foot goes back 3, maybe 4 feet. And the left foot is at a 45-degree angle. And the heels are aligned with each other. And the back leg is so strong that heel is rooting down into the ground, providing you with an anchor in this posture. And in the midst of the strength of that back leg, now you soften the front knee forward. Bring it above the ankle, not beyond, directly above. Keep the spine nice and straight, so don't lean forward. And just feel into the foundation. So the foundation here is whatever is touching the ground. The feet are touching the ground. So the feet are your foundation. The back foot is your anchor in this posture. So make sure that that front knee stays directly in line with the front ankle, and then turn your torso to face the left wall. Breathe in, breathe out. And as you breathe in again, open the arms directly out to the sides. Arms are in line with the shoulders. They're not behind you. They're not in front of your face. They're directly in line with the shoulders. And now gaze past the right fingertips. You're a great warrior for peace, for love, for flowers, for smiles, for compassion, for goodness. And exhale the hands to the heart, turn forward, and step directly forward into Tadasana. Very good. You can release the hands down, close the eyes, and take 3 breaths. There's probably a lot of relief in those breaths. Next we'll come to Vrikshasana, the tree pose. So opening up the eyes, you're going to have your feet about sits bones distance, so that would be maybe 5 inches, or hip distance, which would be 7 to 10 inches. And you can lift the toes up, fan the toes apart like fingers, reground your feet, rooting down through the 4 points of the bottom of the foot. So the ball of the big toe, inner edge of the heel, ball of the little toe, and outer edge of the heel. So the feet are forward right now. And then place the toes back down if they're still lifted. Put your weight into your right foot. Turn your left foot out. And put the left heel onto the right ankle. Scooch the balls of the toes of that left foot very close to the right foot. Very close. Even closer. Yeah. So you get into that arch. Really get into that arch. And this might be challenging enough. You could draw the hands together in front of the heart and focus on stabilizing your stance here. Keep the body tall. Don't kick the hip out to one side. And let that left knee open out to the side a little bit without turning the hips. So if this is enough for you today, then you stay here. Otherwise, you can lift the foot a little bit higher to the inside of the shin below the knee. It must be below the knee. No part of the foot touches the knee. And again, you're stabilizing, you're rooting down through the standing foot, and at the same time, you're lifting the torso up nice and tall, opening that left knee out to the side while keeping the hips forward. And maybe this is enough for you today. Or, if the invitation is present, you can lift the foot all the way up, bringing the heel as high as the groin. Locking that foot into place on the inner edge of the thigh. Allowing the knee to open out to the side. Maintaining your breath. That you are breathing consistently to some degree. And if you fall out, you take a breath and you begin at the beginning. You align the feet. You come into the first stance, then the second, and then if it's appropriate, the third. And then if you like, you could lift the arms up. Now the arms, when they're lifted, are in line with the ears. And the shoulders are relaxed. And yeah, that standing leg is probably getting kind of tired right now. But that's when you practice tapas, compassionate, disciplined focus and clarity. You stay anyway. And you breathe. Exhale the hands to the heart. Bring the foot gently to the floor. Returning to Tadasana, close the eyes and breathe. And allow that breath to bring great relief as you receive while you're inhaling and offer while you're exhaling. Now flutter the eyes open. Exhale the hands to the heart. Realign your feet, so bring them parallel. Reground your feet, lifting the toes, fanning the toes apart like fingers, rooting down through the ball of the big toe, inner edge of the heel, ball of the little toe, outer edge of the heel. Lower the toes. Stay grounded in that left foot. Turn the right foot out to the side. Place the right heel onto the left ankle. Bring those toes super close to that other foot so that you're really working into the arch of that foot. Make a decision. Make a good decision. Is this where you're at today? There's value to being strong right here. It's worth the effort to work right where you're at. But if the invitation is present and you wish to lift the foot to the shin, go ahead. Place the sole of the foot on the inner edge of the shin. Keep the hips forward as much as possible, squared forward as much as possible, and open that right knee out to the side. Keep your face soft with compassion. If the invitation is present, lift the foot all the way up so that the heel comes up to the groin if possible. That locks the foot in place. If you put the heel 5 inches below the groin, the tendency is going to be for that foot to slip. You're going to have to work really hard to keep it there. But if you can get that heel up really high, then it locks into place and you don't have to work at all, or very little. And if you like, lift the arms up overhead. And just for giggles, close your eyes. That's your proprioception, your awareness of where you are in time and space. Flutter the eyes open. Release the hands to the heart and the foot to the floor. And your proprioception, if you start to sway from side to side or fall out of the posture because you closed your eyes, then in that moment you're not aware of where you are in time and space. You've lost a little faith. Fear takes over. So there's a way to counter that by reminding yourself, I am perfectly fine in this moment. I am grounded. I am present. I am. Even though I can't see because my eyes are closed. All right, release the hands to the sides. Close the eyes. Take 3 very wonderful breaths here. And then fluttering the eyes open. You're going to step your feet apart a little bit, maybe hip distance. You're going to turn your toes out slightly. And you're going to come down into a squat pose. So bring the buttocks toward the floor. If your heels lift off of the ground, then put something under them. A block, a bolster, or a blanket. If your feet can be straight forward, you can put them there. Okay. So you should have no pain in your knee here. If you have any pain in your knees here, then that's not a good thing. So you'll sit right down onto the floor. Right. Otherwise, we'll stay here for a moment. So in the squat posture, the spine is nice and tall, and the head, neck, and spine are in line with each other. Some options that you can have in this posture are to put a block under the groin and sit onto the block. That's very helpful too. So sit all the way down. And then extend your legs forward in front of you, coming into Dandasana, staff pose. The palms of the hands are on the floor alongside the hips. The legs are long and straight. The feet are flexed. If your knees are bent to a great degree off of the floor, put something under them like your bolster. And sitting nice and tall, accentuate the transverse abdominis muscles, the muscles of the lower abdomen. Engage them slightly and feel that they're supporting you in sitting tall. Dandasana, the staff pose. Your gaze is straight forward. Now we'll be moving down onto the ground. So take your hands behind you a little bit. And you're going to lean into the hands slightly. Engage the transverse abdominis muscles. And lift both knees at the same time, placing both feet onto the ground close to the buttocks. Then you're going to reach your arms forward. Lift the heart. And then as you exhale, you're going to roll down onto the ground one vertebrae at a time. And if you need to scooch forward in this direction, you can, of course, do so. There should be nothing under the head. Once you're down on the ground, you can rest the hands down next to the hips. Walk the feet back toward the buttocks. The feet are about hip distance apart. And don't look, but feel that your feet are parallel. Roll the shoulders under gently so that there's an expansive feeling across the front of the chest. That places you into a small back bend already. And maybe that's enough for today. Or you can inhale and lift the hips up as high as they're willing to go. Palms can be face down or face up. Either way is fine. If you can reach your ankles, you can hold your ankles. The buttocks here are not clenched. They may be slightly active, but not overactive. The energy of the knees are coming straight toward the stage. The energy of the heart is going toward the crown of the head. And you feel length, extension, expansion in the body, and integration. Exhale, gently lower down. Make whatever adjustments you need. Maybe you need to walk the heels closer to the groin. Maybe the feet need to be closer together, maybe a little further away. Roll the shoulders under. And as you inhale, lift the hips up again. Notice any differences between this bridge posture and the bridge posture before it. Again, if you can reach the ankles, you can hold them. Otherwise, you can leave your hands palm face down or palm face up. If you had your hands palm face up last time, turn them down this time and see what the difference is. Setu Bandhu Sarvangasana, the bridge pose. Lower down gently. One more time, making the adjustments you need to make. Roll the shoulders under. Bless you. Inhale, lift the hips up. Stabilizing the posture, making sure that you are breathing, that you're not holding the breath unnecessarily. And there shouldn't be anything under the head here. The head should be on the ground. Lower the hips down. Now take your feet mat distance apart and let your knees touch. Just taking a few breaths here, noticing how you feel. If there's tightness or tension in the lower back, think about lengthening your tailbone towards your heels. For a moment or two, you can now draw the knees into the chest and rock a little bit from side to side if that feels okay for you to do. Roll onto your side and help yourself up into a seated posture, Dandasana, staff pose. Remembering that staff pose is a strong posture. It deserves all of your attention. So align yourself head to toe. Feet are flexed, legs are straight but not locked. Whatever props are needed are being used. So if something is needed under the knees, you put it there. It's honoring the body. The head is straight forward, spine is tall. You take a nice breath in and you receive the wisdom of the posture. And take a breath out and you reflect that wisdom. Now bend the right knee. Place the right foot onto the floor inside of the leg. And now you make a decision. Are you going to leave the foot there, or are you going to place it to the outside of the left leg? Cross it over, place it to the outside. You can leave it on the outside of the leg if all 4 points of the bottom of the foot are on the floor. But if some part of the foot is lifted off the floor, then you put it back inside of the leg. Now wrap your left arm around your right knee. Place your right hand on the floor behind you. So wrapping the left arm around, there you go. And now lengthening the spine nice and tall as you inhale. As you exhale, rotate from the waistline so that you're facing that right wall. The left foot is flexed and active, so flex the left foot. And you're hugging that right knee in gently. And you can turn the head, if you haven't already, to look over that right shoulder. Engage slightly your lower abdominal muscles and take that right hand around the back of your body and place it onto the left hip. And don't slouch your back. It's like Twister. Remember Twister? Slowly unwind. Come back to center. Uncross the legs if they're crossed. Straighten the right leg out. Maybe rub the thighs. Rub the shins. Thank your body for all the work it's doing for you. Then come back to your Dandasana. Bend your left knee. Place your left foot either inside of the right knee or outside of the right knee. If it's outside of the right knee, remember to keep the 4 points of the foot on the ground. The right foot stays flexed. Wrap the right arm around the left knee. Place the left hand on the floor behind you. Nice and tall in the spine. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, and then as you exhale, rotate your torso so your torso is facing that left wall. And then if you like, you can turn the head slightly so it's looking over the left shoulder. And then if you like, you can wrap that left arm around the back of your body. Use your abdominal muscles to support a tall spine. Breathing here. And then de-rotating, inhaling, come back to center. Uncross the legs, straighten the legs, rub the legs, give them some love. Now sitting in Dandasana again, you're going to bend the right knee and place the right foot on the inside of the left thigh so that your right knee is toward the floor. Preparing for Janu Shirsasana, seated head to knee pose. Square your body off toward your left foot and flex your left foot. Place one hand on each side of your left leg. Stick your tailbone back behind you as if you were sticking your butt out. And then as you exhale, as the invitation arrives, walk your hands forward toward the foot and fold forward over that left leg. Look toward the toes rather than the knee. Keep the spine long. In the forward fold, think about getting or drawing the belly toward the thigh first. And then once the belly is toward the thigh, then think about drawing the heart down toward the knee. And once the heart is toward the knee, then you can think about drawing the crown of your head toward your toes. And so you're lengthening in many ways here. You're lengthening the spine, you're lengthening the side bodies, you're lengthening your extended leg. You might be lengthening the breath also. This is a great place for that breathing, counting in for 4 and out for 6, because the exhale is the relaxation, which is going to allow you to possibly go a little bit further into the forward fold, if it's appropriate. So listen for that invitation here. And if the invitation arises, then accept it. But if you are already coming close to your limit, then you stay right where you are or back up a little bit. Inhale, walk the hands back. Come to a tall spine. Help your right knee up. Straighten your right leg. Bend your left knee. Place the left sole of the foot on the inner edge of the right thigh. Lower the knee to the ground. Square yourself off over your right leg. Place one hand on each side of your right leg. Stick the tailbone back behind you a little bit. Walk the hands forward as you exhale. Keep the right foot flexed as much as possible. It's going to get tired. You're building resiliency. And sooner or later, it becomes habit. Continue to extend the spine, breathing in and out, receiving and offering, inquiring. Inhale, come up to a tall spine. Make your way to a seated posture, either Sukhasana or Siddhasana, sitting on your prop. And placing the palms face down on the knees, closing the eyes, nice tall spine. We'll now come into a concentration practice. And so simply concentrating on the natural flow of the breath, not changing anything about the breath, just noticing how it arrives as you inhale and how it departs as you exhale. Making space for another arrival, another inhale. Receiving and offering. Continue breathing with awareness until you hear my voice again. And then from here, you'll come down into Shavasana with your head in this direction, lying on your back. If you need a prop underneath of your knees to support your lower back, please put one there. And simply relax. Relax your toes. Relax your ankles. Relax your feet. Relax your calves and shins. Relax your knees. Relax your thighs, front and back. Relax the pelvis and the buttocks. Relax the hips and the abdomen. Relax the low back, the mid back, and the upper back. Relax the chest. Relax the armpits and the shoulders. Relax the upper arms, elbows, and lower arms. Relax the wrists and the hands. Relax the fingers. Relax the neck and throat. Relax the jaw, the face, the eyes, the head. Relax the whole body. Relax the whole body. Relax the whole body. Remain relaxed until you hear my voice again. Breathing in and out. As you breathe in, receive the grace, the gift, the life force, the goodness. And as you breathe out, be a reflection of that goodness. Be that goodness. Offer that goodness to all beings everywhere. Begin to move your toes and your fingers. Turn your head gently from side to side. Move on to your side, curl up into a ball. Take a few moments here, filling the heart with gratitude, knowing the beauty that exists within you, knowing the goodness that exists within you, knowing the goodness that exists everywhere. And then bring yourself to a seated posture facing this direction. Sitting on your bolster or your prop. Let that be second nature to take care of yourself. And drawing the hands together in front of the heart Together we'll chant one beautiful Om and one all beings mantra. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. May the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to that happiness and to that freedom for all. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Now and always honoring your light and the light of all beings everywhere. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste.